Hi everyone, it's Giselle with a message for today, and I want to talk about a dream message that I received along with some channeled information. And this is based off of a dream that I had and a reading that I did for my own situation, but I know that it will be applicable for many of you because that's usually what happens. My intention is to have anyone that will benefit from my video watch it and gain some sort of insight or inspiration or a valuable message from it. And anyone who's guided to watch this video, this is my intention, is that it resonates with you. So let me start by the reading that I did the night before I actually got the dream. The reading that I did, I kept getting, well, it was an energy reading, so I was tapping into the feeling and the energy of my beloved and our situation. And the message I received audibly, I could hear a song being played. And also, I remember before the song was being played in my mind, I could hear him saying, I made a promise to you. I'm keeping that promise. Remember. And then I kept hearing that song, Remember the Promise We Made. And it just kept looping over and over and over in my mind as I was progressing throughout the reading. And there was a very strong sense of, I'm a man of my word. Everything that I once promised you still stands. I may not have completed every single thing that I promised you right now, but I do promise you that I will complete all of those things. And that is amazing. It made me feel very connected. There was a lot of solar plexus chakra energy attached to it, so very full of emotion. And then I also had a dream. And in the dream, it's not your typical dream. And this is why dreams can often be quite misleading. And this is why people come to me for help to try and figure out what their dreams were about. Because a lot of the times, even for me, I take some time to meditate on it and then get the exact message that I need. Because sometimes I'll wake up and get a bit confused. Like, why was I dreaming something so confusing? It was like we were apart and I somehow gained access to his social media feed, and it just felt very disjointed, and I couldn't quite understand it. And if you look at it logically, you would think, oh God, does this mean that we're going to drift apart again? What's going on? But no, when I meditated on the message, it was along the lines of, prepare yourself to be more practical in your connection. Because what tends to happen on this journey is that we lose the practicalities. We end up getting so invested on the spiritual plane and the spiritual aspect of our connection that it almost doesn't seem practical to get together, if that makes sense. So the reason why I felt such a disconnect, because usually when I dream of us, it's always us together physically, together going on dates and having fun and just spending time together, or there'll always be some sort of message attached. But this one was very odd. But it was to say, look, you've been living in the spiritual realm for too long. You need to now put in practical steps to make you move to the next level. If you want to get married, then take steps to do that. Don't force them to marry you, of course, not that. But, manifest it. Look at rings, look at wedding dresses, look at venues. When you're meditating on manifesting it, imagine yourselves walking down the aisle, all of that, Make it more practical, make it more realistic rather than just living in the head and being, not in the head, living in the dream state, I guess, and being less grounded. So it's important to ground your desires onto the planet, onto the reality, the 3D reality that we're in, which is quite I've had quite a few healing sessions for people where I've had to do that, literally using hematite and other crystals that anchor the desires and the manifestations onto the physical plane to help them with that. So it's quite interesting. Also, this card that you're looking at now fell out of my box of cards earlier as I was cleaning up and getting ready to put them away after I'd done a bunch of my readings. And this particular card flipped out. And I know that when a card just suddenly falls out, whether I'm either just shuffling or just putting them away, I know the reason why they fall out is because they carry a special message for me. And this is exactly what this is. It's a beautiful image of this tree. And the message is manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So isn't that a beautiful message? That's why I was looking for, because usually when I do these channeled messages, because I don't use tarot for them, I often just pick out a card of any deck that I like the image of, the image I want to resonate with my message. But I had to use this card, even though I would have maybe ordinarily chosen a card of a couple hugging or something like that. Because this card fell out, I had to use it. And the message is so beautiful, and I knew exactly why that flipped out of the deck for me to see. It's happened many times. I remember when I'd forget to put my deck away, and I would kick my deck onto the floor, and there would be 3 cards that were very apt for my situation that would suddenly be flipped up, and the other cards would be face down. I know that that's messages. So a lot of times this does happen when I either put them away or something. One of them will pop out and say, look, read me. I have a message for you. So isn't that beautiful? And I feel everything sort of ties in with the message. Remember the promise that we made to each other. And I remember when we first went our separate ways, the last time I saw him in person, he made a promise to me, and I could feel such a truth to that promise. You know how sometimes people just make empty promises and you know that that's never going to happen? It actually, I remember when I was saying that about empty promises, my false twin made me an empty promise, and I felt the resonance. It was so different. It vibrated on a whole different level to when my twin actually made me a promise. My false twin, I kind of already felt like, oh God, this promise is empty. He's never going to follow through. This is never going to happen. And was I right? Should have trusted my intuition even then. But yeah, from my twin, I could feel the heartfelt emotion, soul connection as he made the promise to me. It just felt true. You know when something just feels completely true and it feels like there is no way they're not going to follow through with it. And then to receive that message as I was meditating on reading the energies yesterday, remember the promise I made to you. I will follow through. It's so beautiful, and I do believe that. I do, because he's proven himself many times over, especially when there was no contact and suddenly I received his new number and everything from him. And I knew the reason why he did that. He disconnected from everyone with his old number because he needed to clean house. He needed to filter out anyone that doesn't fit in with his life anymore. And I was one of the few people that received his new contact information, and it just made me happy, made me feel really good that it was a confirmation that everything I had an inkling about, everything that I thought was going to happen, is true. And I should never doubt my intuition, and I should always follow the spiritual guidance that I'm being given. And this is a message for you. If you feel that something's true, Believe in it. Follow your guidance, your gut feeling. It will not lead you astray. It will not deceive you. You're being given it for a reason. So for anyone looking to get a reading or a healing, meditation, love letter, or coaching session with me, everything is 33% off. So you buy 3 sessions but only pay for 2, so your third one is free. All the details for that are in the description box. They are YouTube only offers. So even though I have special offers on my website, these 33% off full moon offers are not available there. They're only available through my YouTube channel. So I'm doing these until the 17th. So you've got 15, 16, 17, 3 more days if you're interested in that. I'm quite busy with full moon healings because people do really like to take advantage of the full moon energies. If you're one of those people, you still can grab a healing that I can still do within the full moon period. So do let me know. And I want to thank you all so very much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.